Hello and welcome. My name is Melissa. I am the owner and artist here at the Top Drawer RVA located in Richmond, Virginia. I'm also a Dixie Belle Brand Ambassador. And today we're going to get together and open up an inspo box, which is really cool. We're going to talk about what's inside, how to use it, and how you can get one complete look from one small box from Dixie Belle Paint Products. Okay, so what is an inspo box? What am I talking about? Well, let me tell you, an inspo box is kind of cool because Dixie Belle has these brand ambassadors like me who get to teach you all wild and wonderful things that you can do with their paint products. So each brand ambassador has created a box based on an inspiration that they created. I created a steampunk box based on a steampunk suitcase that I did a couple months ago. And when you purchase an inspo box, you get to get all the things inside that you would need to complete that project, including a QR code that's going to take you to a tutorial, a YouTube, or a video showing you exactly how to get that look. All right, let's open an inspo box together. So I have one right here. I've opened the outer box, but I haven't opened up the inside, and I haven't seen what's inside of the actual box because each brand ambassador was sent one of every Dixie Belle Brand Ambassador kit. I was just going with the flow and picking one up and deciding to go with it. So today we're going to paint a small bench, make it over with whatever's inside this box. Do you want to see? Let's look and see who we got. So on the outside of this box, it comes very well packaged. You're going to have your extra paper, all your supplies are in here, everything's going to arrive nice and strong. Nothing's going to get broken. They're really good at packaging over there at Dixie Belle. So I can already tell by sneak peek inside this little corner right here, I know whose box this is. So this is Amy's box from AJ's Vintage Designs. She is a wonderful, cheerful painter who has a serious amount of knowledge. She does so much teaching with Dixie Belle Paint Products. She's like my go-to girl if I ever have a question about what something does or how to use it. So let's open up her box and see what's inside. Okay, so first of all, when you take your box out of the package, it comes in the cutest little box. This actually looks kind of like a cake box. It's adorable. It comes with a little bow. It feels like a present, and who doesn't love to get presents? I mean, I love presents. So let's unwrap it. Let's unwrap our present and see what's inside. So AJ based her box, so much ribbon, around a beautiful tea cart. And I'm gonna open this up and show you what this tea cart looks like. Inside every box, you're going to get a card. The card is going to be a little thank you card. You can see this cute little thank you from AJ. There she is right there, saying thank you for buying my inspo box. She's going to include a tutorial because you're going to click this QR code that's right here and you're going to be able to see exactly how to create it. So in her inspo box, she created this beautiful tea cart. Can you see how gorgeous that is? Look at that tea cart. So pretty. So inside of this box is going to be everything that we need to get this look. So let's do it. Let's open up the box and get started. So inside of Amy's box, she's obviously included a bunch of products. Remember I said everything was well wrapped? I should probably pause and take everything out because it's going to take me a while to open up everything. We have 1 8-ounce of drop cloth. Let's see. We have gilding wax in bronze. Gilding wax in bronze. This is like a little mystery box. I love this. We have, let's see, some white lightning, which you need to clean your projects. And you also have some brown wax. So this is the best dang wax in brown and white lightning, which everybody needs because this is step number 1 of your project. Okay, so after the white lightning, I feel something big. This is my transfer tube. Each inspo box is based around a transfer. If you haven't used a transfer before, you're missing out because they make your job really easy. A transfer has sheets inside with beautiful images that you can put onto your project, whether it be like a craft, craft thing, a piece of furniture, whatever it is you're working on. I've even put these on mirrors before. So this is based around the gorgeous sunflower transfer. Okay, there's more things inside. I can feel them. This is clear coat. You need clear coat to seal your project. There's still more. So much bubble wrap. And Colonel Mustard. Okay, so remember when I showed you the picture of the project that Amy painted? Her little tea cart has that gorgeous mustard color on it right there, Colonel Mustard. So we're gonna do a blended finish today with this Colonel Mustard. We're gonna put the sunflower transfer on it. I also have some lemonade in here. Is there anything else? There's even more. It's like the never-ending box. After lemonade, we have, I think it's coffee bean. It is coffee bean. Okay, so perfect. This tells me that I am going to be able to paint a beautiful, sunny, cheery bench. Using these colors, we have Colonel Mustard, we have coffee bean, drop cloth. Was there lemonade? There was like so many things in here, I've lost track. I'm gonna list them all up here for you so that you can know exactly what's inside Amy's box. Okay, so let's begin. Inside my box was White Lightning. White Lightning is a powder that you disperse into water. You can put it in a bucket, you can put it in a spray bottle, however you want to use this to clean your project. It's something you have to do. Cleaning is absolutely a necessity on any project you're going to do. All right, so I put mine in a little bottle and we're going to mix this up and spray our project. So you would spray your project liberally with White Lightning if that's what you're doing. If you're spraying, if you're using a sponge, if you're using a bucket, then you're going to wash it. So I like to do this, wipe it down, getting in all the nooks and crannies, and then rinse it with water. Cleaning is essential because even though that looked clean, it's not clean. Nothing is ever clean. So use your White Lightning to begin with, rinse it off. Once you're done cleaning your project, you're ready for paint. All right? Don't forget, prep is super important. If you left old oils on here, or if there was something you didn't see and get it off, it might impede your painting process. It might be a problem when you're painting, it might be a problem when you're sealing. Just take that extra step to know that your project's gonna be clean. Okay, so let me go over the colors again that were inside the box. We have coffee bean, Colonel Mustard, lemonade, and drop cloth. Kind of going in order here from darkest to lightest. I know that I'm going to use this coffee bean and I'm going to use it for kind of accenting and shadowing some of the corners, but I don't think I'm going to use a lot of it. This will probably be the least amount that I'm going to use for this project. And this is pretty tiny. So know that like one inspo box might do 2, 3, or 4 projects depending on how much paint you're using at a time. So I'm going to go dark with Colonel Mustard and come up into the lemonade and then do the top mostly in drop cloth. Because when I look at this transfer, these are really bright, beautiful flowers. I think I want to put them on the lightest color so they absolutely pop and look fabulous. So let's get painting. So on Amy's beautiful tea cart, she did a beautiful ombre blend. And ombre blending is actually an easy technique to achieve if you keep a separate brush for each color. So the way to do it is by keeping a separate brush for each color, you lay down the color in the initial color pattern that you started on your project. You're then going to use your spray misting bottle filled with water and you're going to dampen your brush and pull those colors together. This is going to be a pretty simple blend because these colors are really close together. I'm going to open up that coffee bean and add a little bit of darkness, I think, in some of these corners. And for that, I'm going to use another brush on top of the 3 that I'm already using. I'm not going to use a lot of coffee bean at all, just a little bit to darken some of these edges. And then I might even come up here with my coffee bean and do a little bit of dry brushing on the top. Let's see where this project takes us. So there's your second color and there's your first color, okay? I'm gonna come in here now with my lemonade. I'm gonna put the lemonade down and I'm gonna pull those 2 colors together. So I'm just gonna lay it down. First of all, like where it actually sits, I'm just gonna cover and make sure that I've got that full second coat of paint on here, okay? Now, I can bring the yellow up or I can bring the lighter yellow down. I think I'm gonna use this same brush and start to pull some of these colors together and see what happens. Can you see how that line really disappears? I'm just doing a light, gentle touch, and I'm gonna use a little ombre blending. I'm gonna go back and forth between the brushes, and we're gonna make this happen. Perfect. Can you see how these 2 lines kind of disappear? It's a very easy way to pull your colors together. I'm going to give you a closer up view. Okay, so while my little bench or tiny table is drying, this is the time I'm gonna get on here and talk about transfers. So these inspo boxes are kind of based around a transfer. Each box has a different transfer inside of it. And I really like this one. I've used it a couple times. I find it really homey, really cozy, and it always looks like $1,000,000. So let's talk about what's inside this little tube and how they work. So inside each transfer tube, there's either 4 sheets or 6 sheets, okay? And these sheets are also including a small instruction sheet as well as a silica pack and the tool that you're going to be using to apply your transfer. So you're going to open up your tube and you can unroll your transfer. You can see that this transfer is beautiful and vibrant and gorgeous and why it pairs so well with this gorgeous yellow color. Okay, so here's my instruction sheet. You feel it on the bottom. It's going to tell you all the how-tos, do's and don'ts. They're very easy to use. Don't be worried about using them because I've used a lot of transfers in my life and these ones by far are the easiest ones to use. So inside this transfer, there's 4 sheets. You can see them right here. You have this page, this one, there's so many, and this one. Okay, so this is how I plan a piece. When you look at these beautiful flowers, you're going to want to cut them out. You have 2 sheets of paper. This is your sheet with your image on it, and this is your backing sheet, the white piece of paper. What you want to do is know that when you peel this off, your actual sheet with the images on it becomes fragile. So kind of keep care, make sure that you're not going to throw it around. You want to be gentle with these. You don't want to stick it somewhere where you're not ready to stick it down, because the back side of these images have like a sticky tack to them, and that's how they adhere to the piece. You're then going to use your small little burnishing tool to scratch them down onto the piece. This is kind of the release of the image onto whatever it is you're working on, and it's very easy to do. So what I would do first is looking at my table is thinking, how am I going to use these pieces? How am I going to plan this out? I'm going to look at the flowers, I'm going to cut them up, and I'm going to lay them out in a specific pattern, kind of how I want to see how they're going to sit on top of the piece, all right? So let's plan where we're going to put our sunflower transfer on this piece. Okay, so I've cut up some of the images and I've laid them kind of down in the placement of how I'm going to lay them on the piece. I'm going to move the pieces aside, and I have my burnishing tool right here. I'm going to peel back this initial backing right here. Once you peel it back, you can just discard this piece. This is the side that I talk about being sticky. So once you put it down, you need to know that where you put it is where it's going to live. You can't put it down and move it around. So you need to kind of plan these things out. I kind of want my edges to go over a little bit. I want the leaves to go over. So I'm going to start by putting this one, I think, right about here. Once I put it down, I give it kind of a slight rub, and then I'm going to take my burnishing tool and we're going to rub it, and it's going to release off the paper. I like to kind of push my edges down first, making sure the edges are covered. You don't have to rub really hard. These come off quite easy. They're not hard to use at all. The images are pure and they stay really vibrant with their color. And you're going to see how easily this goes on right now. So pulling back gently as you rub, making sure that you see it release off the paper. You can see the color of the image change a little bit from that really vibrant color to a white color, which is this paper. The image is off. Your image is now on your piece. I'm going to start building up my corners of sunflowers. Okay, so I've got my beautiful sunflower transfer on two corners of my little table or my little bench. I think it's more of a bench than a table, but you know, it's multi-purpose, which is great. So here's what I'm gonna do next. Even though this wasn't in AJ's package, I want to add my own spin onto this table. I mean, inspiration is important. Inspiration is fabulous. She's given me all the tools. I want to make this mine. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit of the Silkscreen stencils, and I'm going to use the one color that we didn't use in the base of our project, which was the coffee bean. So I'm going to open this up and show you how to use these Silkscreen stencils. This is the butterflies, and it's really neat. So inside every package of Silkscreen stencils under the Bells and Whistles line, you're going to find 3 sheets, okay? There's 3 sheets of Silkscreen stencil inside of each. This just happens to be beautiful butterflies, a couple little floral flourishes. It's a lot of fun for accenting, and they layer amazing with transfers. They always look so good. So inside you're also going to find this little tool. You can use this tool to dip into the paint and pull your paint across the stencil, pushing it through the mesh screen onto your piece. I have found that I like to use a sponge for this part, okay? You can use a regular sponge. This is a Dixie Belle blue sponge that I saved from another project. You could use a small sponge with a stick. You could use a stencil brush, whatever makes you happy in the world of stenciling. I want you to do what you like to do. But I'm going to use this, so I'm going to cut it in half today because I don't need the whole thing. And this is going to be my tool that I use to apply my Silkscreen stencils and push my paint through the mesh, because when you open these up, you're going to see there's a very fine mesh inside, and that fine mesh along with the sticky back is what helps you get a beautiful defined line when it comes to stencils. You can wash these right after you use them with warm soapy water, your scrubby soap, whatever it is that you use to clean your projects, and lay it aside with the sticky side up, put it back on this, and you can reuse these little guys up to 10 times. Coat. I finished my beautiful transfer. I finished my gorgeous Silkscreen stencils, which by the way, looks so cute on the top of this piece. And now I want to seal my work, because if somebody puts something on top of here or sits on top of this, I want to protect it. So inside AJ's package, she included clear coat in satin. Satin is a kind of a dull to matte finish. A couple coats of clear coat satin wiped on is going to help protect your work, seal those transfers, and make sure that all your hard work doesn't come undone. All right, so I'm going to make sure that this is shaken or stirred because this is a water-based product and it will settle to the bottom. Once you've shaken or stirred it, and you can just wipe it on with your little blue sponge. I actually reuse these and wash these since this is a water-based product. This is really easy to wash and take care of. So let's get cracking and put the top coat on our piece. We're almost done. Okay. So something else that Amy included inside of her box was a wax. This is Best Dang Wax in Brown, and I really like Best Dang Wax. Because it's a water-based product, you can put it on before you do your clear coat. You can put it on after your clear coat. I like to move my wax around and really make it look organic and feel like it's supposed to be there. Kind of like dirt, old dirt, right? Because you want it to look aged and a little bit more, I don't know, just more aged and authentic. So let's put this on. This is brand spanking new. How I like to apply my wax is with this little brush. This is a natural fiber brush, and this is going to help me get it in the creases and really move it around. I'm then going to take a rag and wipe it back and show you exactly what this wax can do. So we can see this little table leg right here. We can see these little crevices, right? I'm going to put some wax on my brush like this. I'm just going to brush it on all the way around these little cracks, okay? So this is how we're going to do this. There's a couple different ways to do it. You can use a rag, you can use a big wax brush, but I like this small brush to get in these little sections, okay? So this is how we're going to do this. We're going to take our rag and I'm going to wet my rag. Remember I told you this wax is water-based, so it moves really easy. You can kind of wipe it back and get it to live where you want it to be. So I want it to stick inside of all of these little cracks and look true and authentic to the piece, because this bench is kind of looking like a little bit farmhouse. And really, I just kind of need to dirt it up. I like to say that. We like to make things look a little bit more dirty, a little bit more, I don't know, interesting to the eye. So what do you think? Pretty cute, right? All right, we're almost done. This is the last thing that was in the box. This is gilding wax. Gilding wax is an oil-based product that you can use last because it cures on its own, all right? It has a shine to it, and I like to apply it a couple different ways, and I'm gonna show you both ways that I like to do it. So you can open up your little tin of gilding wax, and inside, the color that Amy sent today is bronze. You can see that this bronze color is kind of dark, but it has a metallic sheen to it, right? It's a little bit shiny. So you can use a brush to apply it and come in and just really hit those corners. It's gonna give it a tiny little touch of shine, or you can do, what I usually do, is take your finger and just run it along the edges. What it's gonna do is just give you a tiny little bit of shimmer where there wasn't any before. This comes in a lot of different colors, and if you're a top drawer RVA follower, you're gonna see me use gold a lot. I use gold gilding wax on almost every single project. A little goes a long way. This little tin is gonna last you ages and ages and ages. So now, I'm just gonna sit on the floor and touch all of my cute little corners with this gilding wax. It's gonna age them up, it's gonna shine them up a tiny bit, and it's gonna be the final touch for my sunflower project. Thank you for watching me today. It was a pleasure showing you how to use an inspo box. A special thank you to AJ from AJ's Vintage Designs. She's the one that created this beautiful inspo box and helped me make my own little masterpiece. So if you get a chance, head on over to the Dixie Belle Paint page where you can see all of the inspiration boxes, including mine, which is steampunk, and find your own way to make some magic.